Hello, animal family, all sensitive animal lovers or animal empaths, as I like to say. Welcome in, whether you're joining me live from the Animal Angel Connection Facebook group, or if you're watching me on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe, by the way. I'm Mustang Mindset Messages on YouTube. I changed the name a while back. But anyway, I want to welcome you in. Happy Sunday or Monday if you're down under or whatever. I'm going to be pulling some cards here for animal messages for the week ahead. Also, first, I want to mention a Black Friday sale. If you've wanted to connect more deeply with your animals for peace of mind, to get some answers, to get some clarity, to help others with their animals, mastering animal communication is the course for you. Whether your animals are alive or in spirit, it doesn't matter. We're connecting with the energy. And unfortunately, a lot of times we've lost the connection because we're so in our head. I am the master of analysis paralysis. Just ask my other half if you don't believe me. So I had to retrain myself to get back into my heart from my head and learn to connect. And now I can pop into it quickly and easily because I know how. You have to retrain yourself to disconnect from your conscious mind and get down to a subconscious level, which is something I've helped people with for 20 years through clinical hypnotherapy and the life coaching and intuitive guidance work that I've done. But as I've said, I've had to train and learn to get back to that. So in the link here, or in the comments, if you're on Facebook, or in the description on YouTube, I've got the link for Mastering Animal Communication. And what this includes for $99 is, the exclusive Facebook group where you can ask questions. And I do answer questions. So join us, in the program, join us in the group for $99. It's an 8-lesson course. So it helps you to get back into your, especially as a sensitive animal lover, into your natural intuition, to have confidence, to believe in the messages. And there's a step-by-step protocol or framework to help you, go through the process of connecting and receiving. That's another part, is being able to receive. So please check that out. I've had people go through the course and say, finally, I'm in my intuition. I can pick up on messages now. So this is a really great price for a thorough course. I've seen courses, some a little cheaper, some a lot more expensive, and they don't go as deep as I do into really helping you to reconnect and to get into your confidence and get into your belief system. And again, there's several meditations that help take you where you need to go. So check that out. Check out the testimonials as well that I have on this. Oh, this is interesting. I'm going to pull some cards here, and we're going to dive into some awesome messages. Uh-oh, this one's dying to come out. Wow, that's a good one. So usually I do my 5-card pull, and then I kind of line them up in the order in which I feel they need to go. Here's one that's been coming up a lot, the peacock. And let's dive even deeper. And here's another one that comes up a lot. There's animals that are just, they're trying to tell us something, okay? And maybe we're listening, maybe we're not. But these are some really great cards. And this one in particular, I've just put these in order that intuitively I feel they need to go. So I want to start out with one that has come up so much lately. It doesn't want to go away. And that's the hummingbird. And it's telling us over and over and over and over again, until we finally get it, to be here now. And you need to bring yourself into the now, because, and I have to correct myself as well sometimes, because we're worried about the future. We're maybe depressed about the past. You know, this happens with animals, right, too. Let's say animal loss. You know, what did I do? Did I do things right? Maybe I shouldn't have euthanized them. You know, and I'm going to relate this to our animals. That's what I'm feeling called to do, especially with this mastering animal communication course. So this is be here now. And if you've lost animals in the past, stop worrying about whether you did the right thing or not, because you clearly are an animal lover if you feel any grief, remorse, guilt, any of those things. It's because you are an animal lover. It's because you do care. So don't go down that road and be stuck in the past of what you could have done, what you should have done. This, I'm going to relate it to loss, and bring yourself into the now and know that they love you. They are still unconditional love. Okay, they're still here, they're still around you, and when I communicate with animals, they're there, you know, just like mediums who connect with people and their family members are still around, knowing everything they're doing. Our animals are still around too, okay? It's no different. So don't allow yourself to stay stuck in the past, worrying about, you know, what you did, what you didn't do. Know that nothing was wasted. Anything that happened, it happened for a reason. This is the vulture. Interesting. We've got 3 birds out of 5 cards. There's 3 birds. What do you need freedom of? What do you need to fly away from? But the vulture is saying nothing is wasted. Everything happens for a reason. So whatever happened with your fur baby, the good, the bad, and the ugly, it all happened for a reason, and we learn lessons, and they're here to help teach us, like, you know, the people that are in our life. So I really, again, want to direct this to animal loss, animal grief. It's really important for those of you who are grieving. And I have a senior goat, by the way, who the last few days has been acting strange. And I, you know, realized what was going on. I knew what was going on. He was eating too much salt. His diet was off. And I've shifted that. He's getting better. But, you know, it makes us realize at times, of course, they're not going to be here physically forever for us to touch and hold and everything else. And that's a hard thing to swallow, isn't it? And we can almost start going into grief just thinking about it. But I am inviting you to having peace of mind and know that everything happened for a reason, and it's definitely nothing is wasted. And the scarab beetle, another flying creature. Every single card that I've pulled today is something, I believe it can fly, but we have, as I said, 4 out of 5 birds. I'm not sure if I counted that right before. We have 4 out of 5 birds. So there's a lot of things we need freedom from right now, and what we need to fly away from, which is that lack of peace of mind. So the scarab beetle is saying the magic works through you. And I want to relate this to the animal communication and allowing the magic to come through you if you desire to connect deeper with animals, whether it's your animals or someone else's. It the messages come through you and it's not out there somewhere. But we need to learn to open ourselves up to receiving and to reconnect to the magic again. When we were children, and we hear about this all the time with children that are intuitive and remembering things, and maybe remembering things from before they were in this life, and how deeply they can connect with animals because they're at a subconscious level. When we're young, we're at the subconscious level of the mind and we're in tune to things. That's why we're so playful and imaginative, because our imagination is part of that. So that magic works through you, whether it's animal communication or whatever else. But we need to learn to open the channel and receive and allow things to flow through us. If you're popping in on the live, feel free to say hi, by the way. So I'd love to hear from you. So far, and again, I'm relating this to our animal friends, animal loss. Don't waste your time and energy on grief and guilt. Well, grief is a process, but I'm talking about the guilt and remorse and the stuff we can get stuck in. You don't want to get stuck in it. Know that nothing is wasted and that the magic is going to work through you, but you've got to heal and you've got to let it come through. And that's where my Mastering Animal Communication course comes in, is, again, it helps you to connect, to receive, to feel confidence in your abilities, to believe in yourself and your abilities, and everything else you need process-wise. There's nothing else. I tried to expand on this course at one point. I'm like, I need to make it even bigger. I'm going to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like I realized it was just added fluff to the 8 lessons that I had. It just, too much fluff. I mean, let's get down to basics here and do the meditations, the guided meditations that I take you through that's going to really help you and do the job. So when this magic works through you, as a white raven spirit says, it's time to trust in that magic. So part of that is what I was just saying, believing in the messages, which I help you in the course. So believe in them, learn how to go through step by step and tap back into your imagination, into your confident intuition that you have. If you are a sensitive animal lover, an empath, animal empath, as I say, you've got a natural sense of intuition. It's there. Trust me. And that's why we feel it. Are you ever on the internet and you see a picture? I keep seeing these videos come up of some, not to criticize all foreign countries, but it'll be some foreign country where the way they're trying to train a foal is downright abusive, or I don't know, something that they're doing is abusive. I've reported several videos myself to Facebook, like, this is horrible. And what they think is acceptable is not necessarily what I find acceptable, but that's the way it is. The point is, as sensitive animal lovers, as animal empaths, we feel it. You ever feel it in your chest or your gut or whatever, and you're like, oh my gosh, that poor animal, and stuff to make you cry, and you tap into your emotions, and you really feel it. Some of us, unfortunately, because we're sensitive, we've cut ourselves off from our intuition because we don't want to feel it, right? So we put up that block, and there's a difference between, say, healthy boundaries or putting up a wall, right? And not allowing anything in because we've been hurt, or we're tired of feeling the pain. We're tired of, experiencing all this stuff in the world that's toxic. Here I am on a mountain in the middle of nowhere because that way I can get away from some of the toxic stuff. But if you have that sensitivity, you have that ability to connect. And you just need to learn how, have a process to reconnect, believe in yourself, believe in your confidence in yourself, or tap into that confidence in yourself, and away you go. You'll be, once you start opening that door, it gets so much easier when it comes to animal communication, when it comes to receiving messages. But you have to relearn how to get back to that imagination that you may have lost, that you had in your childhood. But trust me, the ability is there. It's just a matter of relearning to tap into it and being confident in yourself. And finally, the peacock is saying, let it shine. Let that magic shine. That magic that's working through you from the scarab beetle, as it says. Let your magic shine. And you can just see it coming from the heart. Again, we cut ourselves off. We block ourselves. We don't let our light shine because, our light has become dull, or we've turned off our light because, maybe we've had our feelings hurt. We put ourselves out there. Maybe, have you ever commented on things on Facebook and some mean person comes along and, they squash your feelings and you feel hurt and you feel anxious, and it takes you an hour to recover, or maybe a day to recover from some heartless whatever person who just is mad at the world, and maybe they've probably have unresolved issues that they haven't healed, and they're out to stomp on everybody else and create pain, like the pain that they're having. And so, yes, we need to have healthy boundaries, but we don't want to have that wall that blocks us from receiving messages from our animals, or even intuitive thoughts around our life. And that's why I help you, sensitive animal lovers, with, where you're going in life. What's your purpose on all levels? Are you really happy with where you're living, with what you're doing, with relationships you're in? It's so important to reconnect to that powerful intuition of yours so that you can get back to who you really are, get into alignment. I always like the words aligned, authentic, and abundant. You want to have an aligned, authentic, and abundant life, and you have to do that by, to recap, being in the now. Know that nothing's wasted by, worrying about the past or whatever happened with your fur babies. The magic's going to come. It's going to work through you, says the scarab beetle. You've got to trust in that magic and let it shine. So again, if you're considering, if you've wondered about animal communication, I, for one, used to think at one time, after my many years in finance and being this, really in my head kind of person, I thought, well, you have to be extra special to do these things, to be an empath, to be intuitive. No. You're not extra special. Everybody is special. Let's put it that way. If you have a soul, you're special. And to do it, you just need to learn how to tap into the magic that you've already got within you. So for $99, again, this doesn't come, I used to offer, or was offering it with a session at $297, but I'm saying hop in there, take the course, join us in the Facebook group for $99, and, this is going to help you to get back in your intuition, to get out of your head and into your heart, and let your light shine like it's meant to, because you are already special. You don't need somebody else to tell you you are. You just need to believe that you already are. This isn't about being egotistical at all. It's the self-love thing that we empaths need to learn. I mean, self-love is part of it. Taking care of yourself, setting those boundaries. You have to, for self-preservation and survival. And the other thing is to be confident in yourself, to love yourself enough to say, I know I have that magic within me. I just need to let it shine. So I believe in you. The question is, do you believe in you? It's time to believe in yourself. Hop in the course and I'll help you with that. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I would love to see your comments below. How did this resonate with you? Do you have any questions about the course? Feel free to ask that in the comments too. Thank you again for tuning in. I hope you have an awesome week, and it's Thanksgiving here in the U.S. We'll all be eating whatever it is we eat for Thanksgiving. And above all, it's time to tap into the emotion of being thankful, isn't it? That goes a long way to shifting our vibration, how we feel, and how we receive that abundance in our life. So, thanks for being here, and I'll see you again soon. Sending you much love and hugs for now. See you later.